Hi, this is Juha from Noux Node, and this video is about release notes April 2026. This is what we have on our agenda today, and since our last release notes, there have been a lot of other features developed also, especially regarding AI and cybersecurity compliance solutions. We have now not added them here to this video because that would make this way over 1 hour long. So we will be, once we upload this video to YouTube, we will put some links there to the other videos, because we will release separate videos out of those features. But otherwise, this is what we now have. Okay, starting from new central features. There are some new dashboard buttons. Let's jump to the system and let's open a dashboard here. This is perhaps you remember our old link demonstration dashboard. But anyways, all of you users, you probably got a notification that you needed to acknowledge that there's now an edit button here separately. As you can see, these panels don't have these normal resize or move or edit features, even though I have full permissions to this dashboard. We have added this kind of a edit button here, and like you can see now they become available, and then we can move them around again. This is to prevent that you don't accidentally make any edits, and it makes this more tidier looking anyways, this user interface. But if you need to make the edits, then you need to activate this like this. That is the edit button. And then dashboard back button. What does that mean? As you can see, there are no additional buttons. It basically refers to this browser back button. And the reason why this is now here, or how it's improved, is that remember these links that if I click this link one, sorry, haven't made any changes. Link one goes to this Alavus machine, and then this, sorry, bit of a bug. Or not the bug, it's because of I did not save it before. Let's try this again. So link one going to the Alavus location, and then if I go back, it goes back to this dashboard, and link 2 goes to this Espoo location machine of our simulation data. Now, and this is showing data. This is link also, so this is showing data from the Espoo machine. Now, if I add here installed base filter, so let's select this one, and you notice here that it starts now showing a different figure here. And if I jump to the actual dashboard again here, well, everything works as normal. But then now when I click this back button, you see that this is here. This installed base filter stays as it is. This has been one of the biggest improvements, because before it always cleared that, so it was a bit difficult to jump back and forward. In the browser, of course, you could always select here the dashboard that you want to get back, or you build the buttons how to get back. But this now is better supported, that you can use that button also. Then data flow logs. So let's take a look at the data flow. You probably remember this our tool for manipulating the data, making more complicated new data, or then triggering alerts or similar. And this can be this is pretty straightforward that I'm showing now, but this can be very tricky, or well, not tricky itself, but they might have many blocks here, so it looks very complicated. And then if it for some reason does not work, then the troubleshooting might be quite tricky. We have added here logs tab. So it's showing this is now a data flow that is actually running every once in a while. So you can see here, okay, data flow started and completed, how much time it took, and info and such. This would mean that if you have a troublesome data flow that has some kind of the errors perhaps, then you could use this for troubleshooting and validating that everything is working as supposed to in this data flow itself. So very helpful tool in that sense. So it is now here, data flow logs. Okay, then viewing and restoring deleted users. I will show this from the slides. Well, basically, in general, it is a bad idea to actually delete anything from the system and from the databases, but rather they are archived, and that is basically the situation in Noux Node also. But of course, in users, what does this mean in the users case? Let's take a look. This would be, I have blurred these names, user names. This would be the regular user view, that what kind of users you have in the Noux node. And then now we have added this, that you can click that show deleted users. And if you do that, then what you will see is you also see the deleted, so actually archived users here. They are marked separately. This list is way longer than previous one. And these are the deleted users. This way you can browse them. And then, of course, the question is that what happens if you need to undelete a user. If you open that user, then you have this undelete button that you can use. But here, a word of advice, that be very careful and think very carefully when you want to undelete someone or some user, and when you actually need to make a new user name and user for that person. So sometimes it might be a good idea that once deleted users are not very easily brought back, but if the same persons need for some reason come back and need user access, it might be a good idea to make new users. But think yourself that, because the reason is that the logs and everything, that you have certain users there and what they have done. So we have this data always for the logging and security reasons. But think very carefully if you want to make a new user, or do you want to restore the existing one. Okay, going back to the agenda. Regarding users, we have also now prevented this. You cannot edit the username. Once you make that, then it sticks. So if you make a, well, that would be one good case to delete the user. That if you make some kind of mistake there in the username, then you can delete and create new user. Okay. Then data snapshot panels. Let me jump to another system. Like this. And let's talk about data snapshot panels. You probably remember from the previous release notes videos this data snapshot feature. Let's take a quick recap. So it is possible in the gateways to set up this kind of a snapshot if you have a collector collecting certain data, so that it would take multiple variables in a certain period of time and save it as is. This is very good for all kind of a backup and restore solutions. So here you can configure it and define how it is triggered, and once the snapshot is saved, it appears here where you can monitor those, or then from this point you write them back to the device that you took this from. And now, as you saw, to do this now would require a user to have access to gateways and to these snapshots as such. What we have done, we have added, let's open a dashboard again, and let's actually start a new one. We have panels here that makes it possible to let's call this reader. That makes it possible to do this in the dashboards also, what I just showed, like here. So selecting gateway, and then you can select which snapshot configuration you would want to take, and by clicking this, that would save the snapshot. And then if you want to write this back to the device, let's add another panel, this writer one. Let's call it writer, and a bit more selections here. Let me show you. And again, here's why we need the editing one. And then if you want to now write back an existing snapshot, you would need to select a gateway. Of course, these are according to what you can see, what permissions you have, or the user in the dashboard has. And then we would need to select the snapshot. Let's take something here, and then the actual collector or connector that is handling this. By selecting that all, if I would now click this one, it would take these variables back to the device. And like I said, this way we avoid that user does not have to have access to all these gateways and whatnot, but you can do all this in the dashboards. All right, that was the new central features. Let's stay in this system now to go through the new edge features. First, status indication. Let me go to the gateways. You probably already saw a bit. Let's open this one. Here is the status indication for the whole gateway, but then also for these data collectors. You see, I have now 3 different collectors set up here, and we can see that these 2, they are okay, and something is wrong with this one. So this makes it more easier to troubleshoot if there's something that, okay, data is not coming from certain edges. This is then helping that, or even before you notice that data is not flowing, you notice that something is wrong here. So helpful feature. Also helping the troubleshooting event tab. So here you can see the events. Something that what has happened. We have downloaded files, we have collector has been doing something. So again, for the troubleshooting reasons, but also for more advanced solutions, basically we are planning in the future that you could use these events and trigger alerts, for example. So there you would not only have monitoring on what's happening on the data source device, but you would also have this one, that okay, what is happening in our edge, and what is doing, who is doing what. Okay, that is event tab. And then let's stay on the edge. Duplicate node prevention. Let's take a look at one of these collectors. For example, this one. This is collecting the LAD data. Let's now assume that I would make a second one with the same name. Previously this was possible, but now if I try to add it here, okay, it pasted also this. Sorry. So this is the same one now. I'm not going to configure it any further, but making it like this, it's now here, and you can see that it is exactly the same name as this one here. Now if I try to save this configuration, I get this kind of an error message. So this is now prevented. You cannot create duplicates, and the reason is that because Node is the master of everything basically in our system, it doesn't make any sense to somehow be able to create duplicates, and there's not really a use case for it. Why would you need this, at least with the same name? It is still of course possible to have the same variable from the device and just name it differently if you for some reason want it to have twice here, but like I said, very difficult find a use case for that. So that is now the duplicate creation is now prevented. And of course, the one reason is that because there can be, like you can see from this already, many variables or many collectors in the same view. So it might have been a human error sometimes to create this twice, but at least now it's not possible. And don't worry about that. That will move away when I don't save. And then data collector condition search. It basically means that let's see if I can open this nonsense. Yeah. If I want to use this condition that okay, take this data in when some other conditions apply. Here is a tag selection. So we have now a search function. Oh, sorry. Search function here, which wasn't previously here, and it got very complicated very fast, or very confusing trying to find the correct tag. It is now added here, and we are also adding other places if there are something that we haven't noticed before. All right. Then we have added one more block here, the state time tracker. I can show it. Let's jump to another gateway that doesn't have that many data flows existing. For example, here. And under miscellaneous, we have this block called state time tracker. This is familiar to you. This is already available in the central application data flow, but now it's added also to the edge. So basically, you can calculate that how long a certain variable has been in or has had certain value, and then sort of have a counter on that. All right. Moving on to smaller improvements. I changed the system again. And here we are. Post math unit, and jumping to this system. What this basically means that let's jump to a dashboard. Let's start making a new one. And you remember when trying to apply post math to single type panel, you need to add first multiple variables here. Let's take now this one, for example. And if you want to have some kind of unit here, you could write it here. And previously, because now when you need to calculate, you need to add other ones here also, and that unit came from these, basically the first one, and that could be somewhat confusing. And now we have changed it. So by the way, you now notice that this was gone away, and it is because now we have the unit when we apply this post math here. Let me add something here. Let's, for example, if I try to calculate ratio between these variables, and let's also now assume that they are percentages. I can enter the unit here, and it works. The point being that I don't need to anymore do it here, and then sort of it doesn't really make sense that okay, one of these is defining the unit, but still you need all of these here. This is way more clearer to do it like this. All right, dashboard copy to grouping feature. This means let me actually save this panel. Now, if I would like to copy this to some other dashboards, this has been here for a long time, that copy to, but a small improvement has been that when we now select some other dashboard, these grouping things also apply here, so it's easier to browse through or categorize these dashboards. That helps a little. And then MQTT, format version 3. What is this? You probably remember that we have these MQTT publishers here also, meaning that if the data is not collected via our edge, but you're sending directly this kind of MQTT messages or streams to our system, we can handle those, and there have been supported versions for the format that you need to send them, so that we can sort of automatically handle them as variables, their values and their timestamps. This v1 and v2 have been here for a long time, and but now also this v3 is here, meaning that if you want to use this kind of a key value JSON payload method, that is also supported, and here are now the instructions how to use that, how it works. Okay, then finally, gateway license selection. Let's go to gateways. I only have this one sort of simulator edge here, and you probably remember that these gateways will not work unless they have a license, because that is the Noux Node business. We are selling these licenses or business model. And previously you basically had to copy paste them. Under settings you have the gateway license keys. You needed to copy paste them from here, but now we have made it so that you can from the drop down menu select the available ones. I will not now show it and remove this license because it would start collecting data from this gateway, but this is how it works. So using the drop down menu, you see the available licenses and select there, and then the edge is good to go. All right, that was all this time, and like I said, please remember there are extensive AI features and cybersecurity features also developed, but like I said, we will release separate videos out of those later. Thank you for watching.